Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we have a trend reaction video. We are going to look at fall winter 2025 trends. What have the designers kind of thought for us this season? I love doing these because they are either useful with good trends or they can be kind of funny and entertaining with bad trends. So it's a win-win situation. But to get out of that same old format, given that we're doing this a little bit late in the season, I thought we could do a tier list. I love tier list videos, so let's do it. Excuse me if I'm looking down, but my computer is right here because we're going to construct this little tier list live on camera. And I'm going to simply go on the major fashion publications and see what they have to say in terms of which trends are all the rage right now. So let's begin, of course, classic Vogue. Beginning with pop of red. I love this trend. I love pops of big, bold colors, especially when done right. It's really easy to find a red that suits you. It's also, in my opinion, a sophisticated, glamorous color, but it still has that understated sort of upscale energy. Unlike a pink, unlike a purple, I find that red is quite chic. The only thing is, I feel like we have seen this recently, haven't we? I think the latest trend maybe was a year ago for summer. It was more of a full, like a total red look, and this time it's just pops of color, which is nice because you can be much more neutral with everything else that you're wearing, but you can have like that true red statement in just one part of your look and you can easily pull it off. But it's not that exciting or that new, so therefore I am giving pop of red a B. Next trend is called from the neck up. Apparently it's just embellishing and focusing on the neck area for the details of your outfit. I love this. You guys know I love scarves. I love anything related to bold necklaces. I love different types of colors. So I do think that playing around with this part of your body is a simple yet effective way to bring attention to your face, to look like you have thought about what you're wearing or that you are more dressed up than you actually are. It's also always flattering, no matter your body shape, no matter your skin color, no matter what you're doing with your hair. Having something around your neck is always going to draw attention and be, I think, a positive on your look. For instance, I have been loving these coats with the scarf kind of detail. They are a little bit overdone at this point because the Road did them, Totem did them, and then now everybody does it. But I find it so effective and so luxurious, so I'm not tired of it yet. Given that it has been done a lot, I will also give it a B. Monochrome brown. I'm telling you, fall winter is when the best trends come out. Spring, summer, designers go a little crazy, they go a little funky, but for fall, winter, they really bring in the things we can actually wear. And monochrome brown is totally that. I love the total brown look. I think it looks so chic. It's also very rich in terms of color. It will be a neutral but more interesting than a black, less grim than a gray, also more practical than a white or a cream. So having a full-on brown look can be such a game changer. Of course, you have to consider your features. So if you're going for a more neutral brown, a warm brown, or a cooler brown, that will depend on what type of skin you have, the color of your eyes, color of your hair. But I really do like a monochrome brown, especially because you can also transform it so easily. It can be a very quite luxury type of styling, or it can be more bohemian, it can be more androgynous. It really gives you room to play with it and make it your own. So I really like that. I think that the full brown look is more new and a little less expected, so I will actually put it on A. Now we're going to start feeling those lower tiers. Nomadic Spirit. This is very much a reflection of Chimina Kimali's take take on Chloe, which I think is a great match. I'm not much of a bohemian fashion myself, but I do think that what she has done with Chloe is beautiful. It's feminine, it's powerful, it's flattering. However, it seems like what nomadic means this season is a little bit more unkept, if we can call it that. A lot of different prints mixed together with not a lot of sense, a lot of fabric that shouldn't be where it is, a lack of silhouette and of form. I think there is a way where we can make this work, but it's not easy and it doesn't work for everyone. So to me, Nomadic Spirit goes under E. Maximalism for minimalists. This one I think is a winner. I am one of those people, and I think many of you are, who finds herself in the limbo between looking not too dressy, but also who doesn't want to just disappear in a crowd. And lately, designers have been doing this exercise of maximalism, which is really cool to see, but might be hard to add to a closet. So when they go for the silhouettes or the details or the colors of maximalism, but they taper it down, they sort of turn down the volume to make it a bit more practical and a little bit more wearable. I love that. Ferragamo has been doing this so well for the last couple of seasons. We have seen Alaya. Also Schiaparelli has been sort of adding those unexpected loud elements with a minimalist feel, which I find really interesting. It also truly reflects the talent of the designer, which I think is really cool for someone who loves fashion like I do. I would say crazy, but A tier for me. Just having fun a little bit. I think fashion needs that sometimes. An unexpected element to get us out of our comfort zones and truly just transform our wardrobes. Enough with Vogue, let's go to who, what, where. The squishy bags. I love a structured, kind of classic, retro looking top handle trapeze bag, but I also think that a more slouchy, not too slouchy, but a more malleable bag can make things look a little bit more modern. And I have seen a few brands doing them and they do look quite good. For instance, here they even showcase the flamenco clutch from Loewe. I think that is a beautiful, beautiful bag. Also Bottega does a lot of beautiful bags that are a little bit more soft, that have that buttery leather look that is stunning. I guess that depending on the color, depending on the hardware, depending on the material, and depending on the form and shape of the bag, you can make it look dressy and still follow this trend. So I am putting the squishy bag into the B tier. However, the same thing cannot be said for boots. And apparently the Buccaneer Boots, apparently it's what they called, these don't look good. There is no way. That slouchiness around your legs, if you are not a tall, thin model, it's a recipe for disaster. This is a no. I am putting this on E with the Nomadic Spirit, which I think, by the way, really go together as an aesthetic. So we are truly seeing a pattern here. Maxi Coats. This I feel very divided on because, again, looks gorgeous on models, looks gorgeous when you pair them with really high heels, looks gorgeous if you have other pieces that keep that proportion in check. However, if like me, you are a petite girl, a maxi coat can make you look like you just borrowed your dad's overcoat and are playing dress up in the closet, and I just think it's very hard. Other than that, it is very expensive. A good long coat is going to cost, at least in my opinion, $500, and for something that is not so easy to style, I don't think it's worth it. I think maxi coats for me are a D because they don't offend me too much, but they're also not wearable. However, if you have the height, if you have the budget, and you have the patience for styling, I think they can be a pretty good thing to add to your wardrobe. Belt up, you guys. Clearly, this is a win. Belts are always a good idea. I say this all of the time. It's that finishing touch on a look. It's so easy because it doesn't cost you much. You can find a myriad of options around. You can get creative with accessories. So keeping a very simple base and just adding a fun belt really delivers the styling. Great to also break up a little bit of a monochromatic look. So for instance, the full-on brown with a belt will just seem less like a blob of color and more like an outfit. This season's belts are big, bold, and in many cases piled high. So having also layered belts, it's something that I haven't done, and I think it's just that different kind of daring, look at me getting out of my box again, sort of styling detail that might make things a little bit more fun. So I am adding this to my A tier because it's actually something that I want to try out this season. If you guys have any suggestions on how I can go about it, maybe going for something that is thinner mixed with something thicker, perhaps the same color in different finishes, let me know down in the comments. Any suggestions? And last but not least, we cannot finish this video without Harper's Bazaar opinion. And they start off strong with bright coats. Just like the Maxi Coats, this isn't that outerwear piece that you just throw on every day and don't have to think about it. It's something that you have to consider everything else that you're wearing to make it work. But unlike Maxi Coats that have a silhouette that might be complicated, you can get a colorful coat that is within your color palette and also is in a style, in a design that you're comfortable wearing. So I think this is actually a huge winner if you already have neutral kind of basic coats in your collection, which is my case. I would love to add a more colorful coat to my closet, and this might be the season that I'm doing it in. So I am going to put colorful coats in tier A. Look how interesting. Whereas Vogue was talking about the pop of red, Bazaar is going for the pop of green, which I also really love. In fact, I think I might find it more interesting than the red. It is one of those colors that require you knowing your color palette to make it work. So you don't want to go for a green that is going to wash you off. But if you have that knowledge, I think this can be truly gorgeous. Just like the red, I think green is a luxurious, uplifting, flattering, more unexpected color than many of the neutrals we're so used to. So yeah, go crazy with the green. I think it's only fair that we put it in the same tier as pop of red. So there we go, pop of green, B tier. Draped dresses. Although I love draped dresses, I love draping. I think it is so gorgeous. I've talked about this before. It's so nice to have something that is decorative but not sequined, not loud patterns. It's just about the construction of a dress. There's something truly, truly elegant and sophisticated about that. But this has been a trend for a while, hasn't it? I don't know if it is the case that the minimalism of the 90s hasn't really gone away. So we're seeing a lot of repetitiveness when it comes to trends. The tailoring is back, the gray is back, and the draped dresses are back. But I feel like it's been done. If you don't have one in your closet, absolutely add it because it's a classic, it's flattering, it's gorgeous, it's unexpected while still being kind of familiar. But there's only so many draped dresses that you can add to your wardrobe. So I'm going to give the draped dress a C. Thin knits. I hate thin knits. I think they look cheap. I think they don't bring any warmth to your look. They also usually are more transparent, so you have to be very self-conscious about what you're wearing underneath. It can show bra, it can sort of mesh with the top that you have underneath and get that weird layered, it's messy. It's just a messy situation in my opinion. And the worst part is, if this is trendy, then probably designers are going to charge you for something that is slinky, that has no thermal control, and that will probably start sort of looking a little bit disheveled after a few wears. So this is a no. This is a big fat no. This is, should I say, tier F? Is this worse than Buccaneer Boots? I think it is. I actually think it is, because Buccaneer Boots at least can be made with a beautiful leather, like a very sturdy material. These are just a joke. Hot take. And this is it, everyone. I mean, there are a lot more trends to go over, but this video has been kind of me babbling on for almost half an hour. So I am going to wrap it up. However, I've just realized we don't have anything on our S tier. We need to choose at least one. So let's see what we have on our A tier. We have a full brown look, maximalism for minimalists, belts galore, and colorful coats. I think that the one that is most innovative, unexpected, inspiring, beautiful to see, drum roll, the maximalism for minimalists. I think it's time we all get a little bit more edgy and start exercising that muscle of our fashion brain. Requires a lot of trial and error, requires a lot of just playing around, but if you find that piece that is a statement in terms of construction, you will see how much more stylish it'll make you look. This is it, everyone. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below what is your favorite trend from this video and your least favorite. If you agree with my ranking here, let me know. Also, if you have heard of other trends that you might think are interesting to add to our closets this fall winter. I always love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see each other again next time. Bye bye.